The Formal Gamer, podcast for those with exquisite taste.
Welcome to Season 6 of The Formal Gamer. The University of Eolus has produced some peculiar pupils, but none more peculiar than Gorrus, Farven, and Sot-Rue. They face an assignment unlike any other: to uncover the secrets of class and discover the origins of the dragon cults. Will they pass or fail? Will they live or die?
Hi guys, welcome to episode 18 of season 10 of the Formal Gamer podcast. Just as a heads up, we will be doing Dragon Meet this year. So if you're around London, head over to Dragon Meet and we'll be doing another recording there. Feel free to jump on and we can have you on the podcast. But more important than any of that is that you enjoy the episode.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Formal Gamer podcast. Hooray! So listeners, be perfectly frank with you and fourth wall breaking here. It's been a little bit of time since we've been able to record. Life has got in the in between us and D, so it has been a few weeks. With that in mind, shall we, the players, do a little recap for ourselves?
No.
Good.
Well, the one of us who always knows the story best is always Robin.
Which is why Abbo will begin.
I think, right, so, where Una has stolen a village.
Oh, yes, the whole village.
Whole village.
Yes.
What a bitch.
Yes.
We are trying to get the village back.
Yes, and do research.
And do a bit of coursework, which is now got massively out of hand.
Way back when you had an assignment to go investigate the dragon cultists, but ultimately you really didn't find anything, and then you fell into this whole thing with Una stealing all the people. You're now walking into the Tomb of Torfidus. Now, this being the Tomb of Torfidus obviously links to dragon cultists itself, and this really is the first time in this area that you've seen some sort of link to ongoing dragon cultism.
Well, we met the dragon cultists, and they just seem to be lost teenagers who are pissing about.
Exactly, which kind of makes you think that the university, as first-year students, sent you on a quite unimportant task, which would kind of fit with your thinking on that.
Not Farven. Farven thinks it's important.
Yes?
So, Una said, I can't work out this cave, get in this cave, but the cave was a magic puzzle box room thing.
Yes, it's a construct. It's a magical construct holding planes of reality.
So, Sot-Rue, now you're going to tell us each of the planes we've gone to. The first one we arrived in was the...
Look of intense disappointment and...
The Greek sculpture room.
Yeah, nice.
Yes, it was the Greek sculpture room.
I tell you what, you can have half an inspiration point for that.
Oh! Maybe I'll get the next one for another.
Maybe.
The next one we got to was the...
Set myself up for failure.
Very much a screw yourself.
The... Be quiet!
It's a fox cavern.
Shut up! The...
Fox cavern.
A wombat.
Dungeon of Water?
It was a Dungeon of Water. Well done.
You could have a quarter of an inspiration point.
Diminishing returns.
And so the next... Oh, I don't know if I remember the next one off by heart.
The Village
Of... Pacifists!
Oh, no.
No, that was later.
We nipped in and out of one.
Oh, yeah.
That's the execution.
Yeah, we saw the execution. And that made us all feel quite guilty.
But let's skip forward. So, more recently. Can you remember the room you had just been in, Robin?
We are currently in.
We are in the arena.
You are, yes. And you had a couple of rounds of combat. And anything else?
Everyone lives.
Yeah.
Well, I know I'm living.
Farven, I'm miraculously still alive.
Exactly, everyone's alive.
Your voice is there. That's more high pitched and sort of animated. Well done. Yeah, these golems golems are still alive.
Yeah.
I have got a couple of questions about these two bodies. Well, and that golem is laughing still.
Do you know what we're talking about?
No.
I can't tell if it's actually him or the character. Right, so essentially, Robin, I don't know if you do remember or not, you beat someone to death who had just surrendered and was lying on the floor.
2 people now.
Well, the other
Yeah, one was fighting.
Yeah, the mage was
Yeah.
still in the fight. He was gonna
Probably
kill
for
me.
good reason.
Yeah, probably for good reason. That's always something that fits with your characters, doesn't it? Probably for good reason. You finished up the fight, and there were some golems in this fight. You killed the mage, who appeared to have some sort of control over them.
And we just put that control in our pocket.
Yes, we didn't snap it and try to eat it. But,
No, we were the one who would snap a control and try to eat it.
And it seems like these golems have become attracted a little bit sort of followy when it comes to Sot-Rue, and they appear to be mimicking things that you're doing. You tried to speak to them, and they spoke to you in various forms of electrical
How did
descriptions.
their voices sound?
Oh, I mean, it was a collection of...
An electric fox running through a cavern.
So you guys, you are back where you were in this giant arena. The crowd are roaring. They had been shouting for you to fork this last remaining enemy on the floor, and you have put him into pulp type status.
When you say you,
Sot-Rue. So Sot-Rue, we'll start with you. You are standing over the body of a elf who has had his head mashed, his body, and there are 2 golems next to you with blood on their offensive implements that are on their hands.
Am I still raging at this point? Or?
I don't feel I really have control over that.
I've stopped raging then.
Well, I suppose there wouldn't really be any targets apart from if you wanted to attack the golems.
Yeah.
So...
Oh, things are going to go really badly, really quickly for Gorrus and Farven. The tides have changed.
So, no. Sot-Rue is not raging anymore. And actually, he sinks to his knees and starts praying.
I nod and I kneel down next to him and start praying as well.
I think Farven and Gorrus, you had been in the state of saying, we need to have a talk about this. I think that was...
yes, Farven is very concerned about what Sot-Rue's just done.
Yeah?
Sot-Rue's used his power to what he sees as just murder someone in front of him.
What do the golems do?
So, describe to me what position you're praying in.
So the way previously we've been praying, which is just on knees, kind of head bowed with the...
Scriptures.
I think I had a scripture piece of cloth.
We had a bit
which I put around. I think did I always have it around my head? Or?
Yeah, it's always around
so
the
I
head.
think it's always there anyway.
We normally put a hand up on the scriptures upon our forehead as we pray.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're kneeling on the floor, hand on your forehead.
Yeah.
And the other golems rather awkwardly sort of get down on their knees and follow the position that you're in. And you hear a little crackling a noise just sort of working in the background next to them.
Okay.
The crowd is still loving it. You can see some people in the crowd starting to leave. Over to you guys.
Farven says out loud to these 2, I don't think Wellborn is going to be very impressed with this one.
Or is he going to be very impressed with this one? We have one, but no. You're probably right. He's probably going to be quite cross with us killing people. Sot-Rue? Oh, okay, Sot-Rue.
Did he just shake a book at you? He's getting worse.
It was the noise of my flapping headband
In the wind.
Okay.
in the wind.
Sorry, did I mention it was really windy in this arena?
Sot-Rue?
Would you normally talk to someone while you're praying?
Gorrus?
Yeah, Gorrus.
I mean,
It's not like it's his religion.
yeah.
No, because Sot-Rue's praying.
Okay, right.
Does Sot-Rue put the hand up?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll leave that.
Gorrus, how long does he normally pray for?
I mean, he normally just does it as long as I do, so normally when I stop, he stops. I thought because I stopped, he would stop. But nope, very much doing his own thing now.
Are you going to carry on praying?
I guess I'm following him now. now?
He's now in charge of the prayers.
I guess so. I was very confused that I was in charge of anything, so...
How in the past, how long would we pray? What would be a normal...
For the murder of a surrendered man, maybe longer than we normally do, but
Maybe longer. I mean, what? Is there a scenario where it's shorter? I mean, like, I just...
It could be the same.
yeah, normally it's the same standard time. But we've never had to do prayers over such an extreme situation so far. Gorrus is...
I mean, he didn't even say sorry.
Well, it wasn't my fault, though. Not my sorry to say. So after I've done sort of 5 minutes of prayer, I would stand up and go and talk to Farven and go, this might be an issue if he's going to be killing people and he's got 2 friends now.
I don't think we've taught him how to use his power responsibly.
I was hoping the religion would help, but it very much seems to not have made as much difference. He was raging at the time, so maybe it was just the rage. We'll have to talk to him when he's finished praying, which could now be any period of time that exists.
He's kind of got his own sect within Cord now.
Shall we go and look for the exit door?
So Sot-Rue's finished praying. I'm kidding. Go look for your stuff. I'll finish at the appropriate times.
Also, Farven, how long does your spell last on that golem? And how's that golem going to react to this situation?
Okay, let's go look for the exit door then. We'll leave Sot-Rue to sort this out. If he's going to be the patriarch of all the golems, then he's going to have to sort out the unruly children.
Yes, I would say it's very much going to be an issue for someone. I just have a funny feeling it somehow always ends up as my issue to deal with, but okay. And I have got 12 health, so I am pretty injured.
Well, that's the curse of being the matriarch, isn't it?
It is very much. My shoulders must be broad to carry all of your weight.
And your teats must be heavy to nourish us.
On fresh, refreshing water.
By the way, where did that stinky fog cloud come from?
Pardon? I mean, the fog cloud, well, it's a spell. We all learn spells at school, Father.
They never taught that spell.
Well, that's a bullywug spell. A spell lots of bullywugs do. I do it, especially when I'm scared.
Okay. All right, let's go for
Can
the door.
we see the exit door?
Well, you can see a door similar to the one that you came in on, the other end,
So, yes.
which you, from your previous experience, you would anticipate that might be the one, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I launch over to it in big jumps.
You do, yes.
I do, yes.
And you can see a few people, hanging over the edge, like waving at you and stuff like that.
Hello!
You bound over and try the door.
I'll talk to them first.
Okay.
Hello!
And you just see them waving back.
Hello!
No response from these guys.
Oh. Can you talk?
And they just still waving.
Very low-level magic usage on these constructs.
Now, I remember very early on, the DM, I asked how tall the wall was around the side, and he unfortunately said, underneath Gorrus's jumping range, which I don't think he thought about before he said it. I think he thought, well, I'll just build like a 12-foot wall, that's fine. But he forgot, Gorrus jumped 15 feet vertically up. So I bound up the wall to stand next to them on the wall.
You stand on the wall next to them. Do you touch them? What do you do?
I'm just going to really study them, maybe do like perception or arcana check on them to see if I know what they are.
Yeah, roll it.
Roll it. Oh, that dice is now in a different room. I'll try that again. 20!
Wow.
Well done, I've worked it out!
So, campaign achieved.
You immediately realise that these are different to the people that you've been interacting with on most of the levels where you've actually been fighting people and stuff like that. These people are not real and they're not even there. These are illusions.
Well, that's interesting.
That's very
And with that
interesting.
20, what I will give you is that you think back to episodes like the castle, where you saw people moving around down in the actual town itself, and you think that you're not sure whether they were actually real people. Whether some of the people here are real and some are not.
So there's like some actors, because when we went to the Pufferfist village, they'd never been to any other village. So it's like they're put in the instance, and they're sort of trapped here under some sort of spell, or they're like under some sort of illusion that they're here.
But I wonder where they've been plucked from. Are they just a very high level construct, magical being, or are they?
Paul, like Una would have told us, he'd gone, "You've bought me a magical creature." Like Proto Paul seemed real.
But it could be. How do you distinguish between high level magic or an actual actor that's been displaced and forgotten his previous life through
Normally
that?
touch though, isn't it? Like you can't touch the constructs.
Can we roll? I'm going to do an Arcana check.
Explain the question. Explain the question to me again. Sorry.
Do we think there could be powerful enough or high level magic enough to make a actor that seems fully real, but is not really?
So,
a real
is there
person?
a chance that
like an illusion that's so good?
Or some of the people? Are you saying that some of the people you've fought?
Yeah,
yes, like Proto Paul.
Maybe is there any magic that we know is strong enough that Proto Paul could have been a magic construct? I love how it always comes back to Proto Paul.
18 plus 4.
So,
7. Fuck you. 25.
are you talking specifically on your experience to the people you've met, or in general magic?
No, all the people we've met in these planes of existence. Yep. We're trying to work out: is this a magical box that is creating all this, or are these actual actors taken from somewhere else?
That's a good roll. It's 22 total.
25.
25 total.
Yeah.
Okay. You think I'll answer both of those questions then?
Yeah.
Yes, you think there would be magic that could make you so that make you believe that the person you interact with is actually real, but you based off your experiences thus far within here, you think that the people that you have either fought with, interacted with, raced with, or whatever, you think these are real people.
Was a big one.
Gorrus, going through all the books, these are definitely real people.
But it would be possible.
Some of these are fake illusions, but the people we've been meeting are real people.
That makes some sense.
And that makes Sot-Rue a stone cold murderer, literally.
I've killed quite a few people in here as well, but
I haven't killed anyone.
Normally, when they're fighting me,
I haven't in here. I can see you looking at me over there, Sot-Rue. I can see you looking, but I haven't.
in fact,
I've not been killing anyone.
I don't remember you hurting anyone.
I wasn't here for most of it.
You ran off the battlefield and webbed a lot of people.
I did try, Gorrus. I really did try.
You looked really brave at first, and then you ran all the way across the battlefield, and then ran all the way off the battlefield.
And I was very tempted to stay in the other antechamber.
I'm surprised you came back! I thought, well, I have to laugh off him for a while. And to be fair, I was like, we'll finish off here, then we'll go in there, and he'll have written another letter to his mum and dad.
I didn't write any letters!
You didn't write a letter?
No, I didn't. I helped you instead.
You're braver than I thought.
Well, yes.
Well done.
Yes.
I'm really injured.
Yes, I've been noticed there's big green ooze coming out of you.
Really am.
I didn't know if that was a good thing or a bad thing.
It's so bad. A little column A, a little column B. But at the moment, very bad thing. So I hop down off the wall and I look at the door. Does it seem unlocked?
You can't tell.
Okay, I just give it a little push. The handle.
It opens. These doors don't. They appear to be. They would be locked on the other side, but you push them and they are open.
Okay. Right. Well.
And you can see inside the familiar antechamber.
Okay, let's get in there.
Is the letter that we left in the antechamber on that side in this antechamber?
It is.
Okay, so it's the same antechamber.
Yes. Yes. This is a holding portal of some kind, taking us to different realms.
Well, and different constructs, because they're not realms, because they're imaginary. Before we go over and talk to Sot-Rue,
yes,
I'm going to look at my history, which is 2, which is one of my more trained skills. And I'm going to, for the Liege Sterling one, I'm going to search all my history books and see if I can find any reference to these two people in reality. Like, is this a complete construction?
Yes.
Or was there some sort of reality that's based on? And to see if I can find anything referenced.
And what time period that was as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Could have been real, but the past.
Yeah,
13.
13 plus 2, 15.
You can't. You don't recall specifically any notable Liege Richard, Liege Sterling.
And especially in a war that I've heard of.
You don't recall any specific one. However, the clothes that they were wearing, the lay of the land, it is feasible that was during a wider conflict somewhere in Helenscar.
Right.
Gorrus, you're not looking in the battle section. I'm going to look in the battle section. And I've got 24.
Fucking hell!
Um,
I should have looked in the battle section.
we are AD after dragons, the year 399.
Yeah,
And if
399.
we've ever referenced
Yeah.
anything else, we may in the intervening time between podcasts have really nailed down the dates on this.
What he said.
Yeah. I
So-
said it in my Gorrus voice to give it some authority.
In fact, yeah, let's as an aside, Helen Scar, we have the time period AD after dragons and
MA, the mythical age, when things like centaurs and dragons existed. And
Exactly.
no other mythical creatures mirror, if you're listening.
no.
No horned horses. That bullshit. But mermaids and things like that.
Exactly. So,
And equal pay.
when you
For elves!
For equal frogs.
when you set off from the university, the year AD 399, you think that based off as in the clothing and the setting and things, this might have been somewhere within the middle of Scar on the west coast, potentially during a wider conflict that was fought between some of the lords and ladies of that area on the west coast of Helen Scar around the period of, let's say, 2 to 230.
Interesting. I think it's one of these battles, Gorrus. There was a Lord Richard in one of these battles. But it's at 230 AD.
Oh, that's very odd. So somehow, did we go actually back in time? Or is Wellborn, just constructing...
I apologise.
things from the
Sorry,
past?
not AD. MA.
Oh,
MA. Oh!
Yes, MA.
Sorry, this is the MA section.
Jesus, I wasn't ready
Do you know
for
what?
that.
You do that whole thing where you set out the like, these are the parameters which we're working with, and then you as a DM go, yep, I'm going to say something completely different.
He's 30 metres away. 30 feet away.
Exactly.
Hang on a minute.
Feet
He's
metres.
Very quite close. It's quite different.
Can we retcon that as well now, so that instead of meters and feet, there are just feet meters?
Fetus.
Fetus.
No, that's
How many
worse.
fetuses is it? No.
It's a very small unit of measure.
Very sad measurement.
So when we were there, we could have been eaten by a dragon. There were dragons roaming around
Could
in
have
that
been a
period.
centaur, could have met a leprechaun.
Ooh.
I don't know why I said the leprechaun.
It still doesn't tell us though. Are we being transported to that time period in the actual place, or are we perhaps? Is it just an inspiration for events that have happened through this time period?
It's interesting. We'll have to talk to Wellborn about it. I'm going to try and touch the illusion.
Oh, what, back up in the...
Yeah, I'm going to hop back up and try and touch the illusion.
So you can see at this point that they appear to be sort of filing out to different doors
Yeah,
and
they
stuff.
just, is the one still waving at me?
And I don't know in D&D terms, I think for illusion, once you touch it and recognise it's an illusion, I think it disappears.
Yeah. It
does, yeah.
Minor illusion does, yeah.
I'm not massively like a bookworm and stuff, but I let's just say in this instance, the illusion flickers and...
Okay, like a hologram style.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to use my trident and sort of poke at the seats and see if they exist.
Okay, yeah, they appear to be physically there.
Okay, I jump onto the seats.
Yep,
Is there like a back wall of the Colosseum?
there is.
Okay, I jump onto that.
Onto it or to it.
So to it and to look over it and see what's beyond the Colosseum.
You climb up the wall, you look over, you can see past it, but it appears to be a solid wall further and further up.
Interesting.
Well, it just
And
keeps
actually,
going.
I'm assuming so you're trying to climb up it, and if you were to jump
I just want
up,
to see what's the other side of the Colosseum.
you can see past the Colosseum. The
Oh, there's big archways.
the image goes further, but were you to like put your hand out,
So it's like there's a. It's like the end of a video game. There's a hidden. There's a invisible wall.
invisible wall, yeah, and
So I'm prodding the invisible wall with my trident. Right. Oh, this isn't reality. Look, and I'm showing Farven. This is the end of the wall.
Oh, bizarre.
So we're not in a different place. This is fake.
and actually roll me a dice, please.
Oh, good. I'm so glad he said
A
so.
dice.
If we had a split, it would very much change our friendship. Because that's not the sort of thing we do.
You don't split your product.
No, I don't. I put it all at my bottom. 9 plus whatever I'm rolling.
Okay, so
No,
you,
no.
you well, it would
Minus 1.
be perception. I think your
Charisma. Right,
charisma's all right actually, isn't it?
2.
So yeah.
So 11.
As you let's just say being a frog and being able to hold on and blah blah blah, you actually notice that in some instances the invisible wall is not flat.
Oh, so maybe it's not that we're nowhere. Maybe we're actually in a room of some form. Maybe there's something like this is like a paint onto a surface.
No, you wouldn't think it was a paint.
Sorry, like a magical,
texture.
like as in
A magical
someone
texture.
has textured something that does exist to stop us getting out. Farven, do you want to come and investigate this up here with me?
Certainly.
I'll lower down a rope for him.
Yes, I guess I'll climb up this rope.
And
Yeah,
I'll pull him up.
I'm not going to make you roll for that. You
You still praying? You still praying?
Oh, yes.
Yep. Okay.
The look that Robert just gave was like, "You talking to me, bitch?"
Well, he's praying, to be fair. Okay.
I will be stopping praying once you finish your investigation.
What are the chances?
Praying with one eye open, I think they call that. Let them do all the hard
Has the
work.
golem stopped laughing yet?
Well, I'll be honest, I haven't been rolling. We'll do one dice roll for the next 10 goes. No, he's still laughing.
It was a good joke.
What a good joke. Lava.
Good memory.
I didn't get it. Right. Look, what do you think this is? Like, the invisible wall doesn't go all the way up. I thought if you're doing an illusion, you just make it like... Does it feel like uneven? Or does it feel like a ball?
So for a description, you are quite away. I mean, Sot-Rue is quite far away from you. So this is some distance that you are away.
So it's not a room inside?
Yeah.
Or unlikely to be?
Well, no, I won't say yes or no to that. But you are quite some distance away. If it was an internal room, it would be a cavernous, very large room. Sorry, I've forgotten actually the question now. Gone off. What was the
Like, how is this? You said the invisible wall isn't flat up. So what shape is it? Does it feel like it's just curving around, like he's made a bubble, or does it feel like it's got like shape to it?
So it feels like it has shape to it, and it feels like it's. I don't know. What is it? An incline to what you know in your.
So it's like an angle.
it's
to it.
almost
Yeah, it's basically
Like a
towards
dome
you.
or
Yeah.
something,
Yes, it feels like it's coming towards you. Yeah.
So it is doming over,
It
but
is
it's not
doming over.
irregular. It is regular.
No. Well, what do you mean by that?
As in, it is a dome, not it's jaggedy and it's all over the place.
It goes from being flat, like as if man-made, to being
Jaggedy.
non-man-made.
Right. Okay. So I turn my trident round and use the soft end of my trident, the proddy end, and start sort of rubbing it along, trying to work out where the ins and outs are.
Okay.
And go, look,
Do you-
Farven, this is like weird.
If we had something to spray on it, like some kind of paint or some slime, do you have any slime in you?
Like, not technically, not in a
Well, you
thing.
do have slime in you, but
Yeah.
but you need to
spraying
keep it in you, don't
Yeah,
you?
well, as you can see from this slime that's leaking out, this is a 12 health issue. No, I'm going to look through my spells and see what I can find.
So we could spray something
Do
up
frogs
there.
have blood? I'm just trying to think.
Cold-blooded, aren't we? We're amphibians.
Yeah, it's kind of slimy blood.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
bullet
gross.
bugs are like a frog variation. I'm just going to look up frog blood or something. I was looking at my spell book, but now I'm looking at individual cells. Not really like that useful. My blood cells are very weird. They look like Cheerios. Right. No, let me look at my spells first. You keep talking.
When you spray your water, is it translucent? Or
Yeah, it's
is it
just
slight
water, yeah.
You know,
discoloration?
very clearly.
That's
it
what
is
we need, we need-
perfectly coloured water because it's got to be clean water.
Bizarrely.
Unfortunately.
We could no. We could.
Oh, I didn't call lightning in there, did I? And did we have a rest before we went in there? I think we did, didn't we? DM?
Yes.
Yeah, after the bridge, I think.
I
'cause
think we
were
would have
hurt,
rested,
up
yes,
in
yeah.
the antechamber.
Yeah.
I still got plant growth. I could try and grow plants along it to see the shape
Ooh.
of it.
Yes, that could be interesting. We need some of Sot-Rue's moss, maybe. Put it up against the wall, then grow it.
Well, I can just. I don't.
Or it
think,
just goes, does
I
it?
think I can just. Oh, let me have a look.
Yeah, because you just. Oh,
Yeah,
do
you
no,
just
you
grow-
planted the seeds in the.
Yeah, that's if I do it over 100-foot radius, but I can do a smaller foot radius. Plants with a specific.
What's it going to be growing out of?
Yeah, I can do like a field, but that's like over 8 hours. But There are 2 possibilities to spell. Either granting mean long, if you cast a spell using one action, choose a point within range. All normal plants. Oh yeah, all normal plants. I had to have plants growing.
We can get some of his moss off and put it on the wall.
Um.
Well,
I'll let
I
you
know.
ask that question.
Yeah. Yeah.
well, how about I tell you what? Which one's sneakier out of us two?
Oh no.
Oh, I love where this is going.
No, we'll ask him first and explain why.
And if he says no,
We can tell him it's a punishment for disobeying Cord's rules.
No. He will be so cross if he finds that out. Because I did Fleet Storm, but I think I get 2 third levels a day.
So you're just trying to think how we can take down Sot-Rue.
I need Cool Lightning as a backup all the time.
We don't need to cut any moss off him though. If you put him against the wall and then grow it out.
Because that could repair his moss as well.
Yeah. Yes.
Creative.
Yes.
Creative. I love it.
How are we going to get him up here?
Oh, it's a wall.
Yeah, he
just
can
goes
climb.
flat
He can
into it,
climb.
yeah.
That's fine. We don't have to bring him up.
one thing I never asked. So one question, sorry, do you have 2 normal hands? Like, because you can switch between your ball fist and spike fist. Do you actually have a spare other hand?
I have 2 normal hands, so
So
a
you-
left and a right.
Right, so you just don't use the other hand.
I just don't use
Interesting.
them as often as I possibly should.
Okay.
So you spend most of your time smashing.
Let's say for this purpose and for historically, again, retconning the rest of the thing, whenever you've had to do anything like this, you've put your other hand on.
Yes.
Yeah, so it makes it easier to climb rather than one-handedly climbing up. So yeah, Sot-Rue comes to the top where you're on the standing.
Well, no, because he's still praying.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. This was when I was bounding over, I was interrupting something and I was like, so, Sot-Rue, how's the praying going?
So Sot-Rue rises to his feet and turns to Gorrus.
I finished, Gorrus.
I do have a few issues, Sot-Rue, with...
Cleanliness?
I have many issues with
I can
cleanliness.
help you with that, Gorrus.
Thank you. Why did you feel the need to kill this man? I would say he wasn't a threat anymore.
I was following Cords and your teachings.
Oh!
Would you like me to remind you of them?
Yes, please.
Please do.
Cord teaches us to get rid of bad things.
Yes?
Cord also teaches us to not kill unnecessarily. I think it was necessary.
Oh.
You taught me to kill if someone tries to kill me.
Yes?
You said, don't kill people for food, not food.
No, we don't. Well, that's a good point.
And you said always try to deal with things peacefully at first, which we did. And it didn't work. I even introduced myself. With my full name.
Oh. Okie dokie. All that logically works out. The one thing that we sometimes do in battle, Sot-Rue, and this is fine that you made this choice, and I can't argue against some logic, is sometimes when someone submits at the end of the battle, we take something called mercy. Do you remember the word mercy from your encyclopedia?
I do, but why would you do that?
Well, because Cord loves all creatures, so there being more creatures alive, if possible, is good. Now, this is the most difficult one, Sot-Rue, because sometimes you might accidentally let a bad guy live. But this elf, we could have seen if he was a good guy or a bad guy by talking to him. He was saying he might have been forced to fight us. You seem very angry at him. Why are you so angry at him?
So, we already know he's done bad things. He tried to kill us, and they were controlling the golems to kill others. So, what about that?
No, did the golems tell you that? I didn't know the golems had been killing others because I don't speak golem. You
Well,
just made the
the
sound of a
golems-
fox in an electric canyon at me.
Well, the golems were trying to kill us, and they were under their control.
You spoke to golems though, didn't you?
Did
Have you been chatting to them since I went away?
Yes.
Yeah, good.
So they were the most base form of rudimentary.
I
Right.
don't think I could communicate
At the
properly.
point with Sot-Rue during the battle, after the battle, sorry, he said words and they were copying what he was
Right,
saying.
okay.
So we're talking like really really rudimentary.
So not real communication.
Right. Okay. Well,
About on your level.
that makes some sense. Sot-Rue, would you like me to repair your moth that's broken?
Yes, please.
We're going to do it over there by the wall. Can you see where Farven's waving and looking panicked?
Sot-Rue looks over and smiles and nods his head.
Farven ducks down when Sot-Rue looks over.
He's playing hiding. We think we might have found the edge of this sort of realm thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make you stand near the wall and grow your moth all over it so we can start to see the shape of the realm.
Sot-Rue,
And at the same time I can repair your moth.
Sot-Rue's eyes flash green. And he starts towards Farven.
Okay.
Unless Farven's hiding and he can't see him.
Well, in which case
you just-
You can see him peeping.
Okay. Come on then. Your two new friends here. Your new two golem friends.
Well,
Yes,
there's 3 of them. What about the other one?
I don't know if he's a friend yet. This one's laughing still. Oh, giggler.
Yeah, we've got another. He's got another few. Yeah, he's got another 10 rounds of that.
The giggler doesn't seem so into this. Do they have names, these two, Sot-Rue? Have you thought of giving them names?
They have.
Oh, good. I'm looking forward to this. This is not.
All you've got to do is beat Clive and Andy.
Yeah, Clive and Andy was poor work.
Their names are Bee and Boo.
Okay, he did not. The bar was set low, and someone knows how to limbo.
B and Bo and
Limbo! Bee-boo! Okay. I turn to Bee and Boo and I wave and go, hello Bee, hello Boo. Do they wave?
They turn and observe you. And then they turn and look at Sot-Rue.
Okay. Well, okay, this is awkward. Feels very much like a fourth wheel. These 3. They've got so much in common.
4th wheels will be quite helpful, though.
Yeah, I know. But Gorrus is a much smaller, squidgy wheel. You got 3 big, strong wheels, and then one wheel. It makes your go-kart very wobbly. Right, I bound over to the wall. I bounce up. I offer Sot-Rue a rope. Do you take the rope, or do you just climb the wall?
I just climb.
Yeah, okay.
Does he seem calmer, Sot-Rue?
I'm Sot-Rue.
Sorry, what? Gorrus! Sorry, stay down there for a second. Gorrus, does he seem calmer?
Oh, he's
I'll be
incredibly calm. He explained to me very logically why he killed that man. Annoyingly, it's very hard to argue with the logic.
Oh, so it's kind of our fault then.
Mainly mine. We never taught him the concept of mercy.
Oh.
And to be fair, mercy, he said, what's the point in that? And I did not have a good answer. I've really struggled.
I've been meaning to ask you about that as well, actually.
I know. I'm really into mercy, but the more he said it, I was bouncing on my ear thinking, should I be killing everyone? He goes, no, then, mate. Oh, it's very awkward.
So, sorry, do you climb up?
Yeah.
Okay. So, as you climb to the top, roll me a perception, please.
15.
15. Okay. So, as you get to the top and you move, I assume you're taking him to the wall over.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you start to move away, and Sot-Rue, you hear a sound. I can describe it as.
For fuck's sake.
I've been building up to this one. I can see him writing shit down for ages.
There's going to be electrical, some sort of hole.
No.
An animal normally.
So you imagine there's a big storm, yeah,
Yep.
and the wind's rustling in the trees. A lone dormouse looks out at night. Okay, it comes out of its hole, its den,
Yep.
its burrow, its whatever you want to call it.
Kevin.
So
Cabin.
we don't know where
Thank
the
you.
dormouse live, it turns out.
You can have a quarter of an inspiration point for that.
Damn it, you don't deserve
We could join ours together. We do
yeah.
a team move.
Go team.
The mouse is out. It's like, oh, I'm going to go find some raspberries. It's going to be a great day. A little, tap.
Despite the weather.
Yeah.
By the way, you won't know the weather's gonna be-
Everyone knows.
He's an optimist. He's an optimist.
Everyone knows. Perfect time to get raspberry picking. It's been during an electrical storm. Anyway, Suddenly, bang! An owl. You hear the flap of an owl's wings, coming out the sky, and it's the sound of the owl's talons squashing this electrical mouse. Did I mention it was an electrical mouse?
No, you didn't.
And that electrical pop of the mouse as it explodes and its lungs collapse, and the poor thing will never eat another raspberry. It's that
How
sound.
does the owl react to this?
Oh, with great.
It doesn't hurt the owl.
No,
the owl wanted this reaction.
with
It's an electric owl. Do you not know that?
with immense humility.
All the worst of those.
Electrical.
The owl is humble about this.
And it takes it back, and so it's that the sound specific to when the
You know that sound?
the electrical
Yeah,
pop.
no, actually, that makes a lot more sense
the
than a lot of the other
electrical
ones.
pop, that sound,
Yeah.
you just hear that and repeatedly coming from down back in the area of the arena.
Do I know like a specific area, or is it just jet like?
Yeah, it's from the area of Bee and Boop, Bob and Boo, Bee and what was it?
Bee and Boo.
Bee and Boo.
Bee and Boo,
Bee Boo.
Bee Boo.
Bee and Boo. Yeah, it's from there.
Oh, okay. Have they followed me? Are they still there?
You can't see them. They appear to be at the bottom of the wall.
Sot-Rue, have you told them not to hurt us?
Oh, have I got to you guys yet?
They're
Yeah,
standing
you're
next
at
to
the
you.
wall below, and we're at the top.